This Midwest family has a lot of personality, but their backyard is just plain.
I want people to come back here and feel special.
See who can give them a yard that exceeds all their expectations. Next on Landscaper's Challenge. Bonnie and Bob Murtaugh live in Schaumburg, Illinois with their 3 daughters. Just outside of Chicago, Schaumburg offers the Murtaughs the best of both worlds. Easy access to all the culture and sophistication of city life while being surrounded by the natural beauty and charm of the area's many parks and small towns. It's a great place to live, and they plan on sticking around. Their house was custom designed to suit their style, but the only thing they like about their backyard is this trampoline.
The house actually was a really neat process for us because we did get to build it from ground up. We had a blank sheet of paper. We started with the fireplace in the kitchen, and really the house grew from there.
I tend to like a French country, traditional, old world kind of a look where it's comfortable but yet still elegant.
My tastes, I generally like what she says I like, so it's pretty easy for me to go along with that.
When it comes to our backyard, it's not finished. It doesn't reflect the inside of the house. There's nothing that really draws us back into our backyard. I don't like that.
The Murtaugh's backyard is an open space with no distinct boundaries or privacy from the neighbors. Off the basement's back door is a small cement patio.
This is where the creativity and the good design end, right here at this back door. This is the area that we would like the designers to help us with some better space planning and to make our dream a reality.
We want to work on this patio a little bit. We want to make that a little bit more warm and welcoming for our guests.
This old fire pit has seen better days, and they'd like to have a more modern built-in barbecue.
Even though we are in Chicago and we have all the elements, we do barbecue 12 months out of the year. This barbecue has done a wonderful job for us, but it is time for retirement.
Another thing that Bob and I would love to have is a pergola. I envision this beautiful pergola structure with maybe some pretty columns and a really nice old table underneath.
What to do with this unused space under their deck is more of a puzzle.
Right now, it is very underused and is just holding all of our garbage and our cast-offs.
We've also asked the designers to build some kind of connection between the deck that we've got up there and the ground floor here. So we've asked them to put in some kind of stairway.
This is another area we would like the designers to address. It's just so messy and overgrown. I would like it to be a little bit more neat, a little more tailored, and with a lot of color would be really nice here.
For such a simple yard, the Murtaughs have a lot of issues to address. They're hoping that with a budget of $75,000, our designers will find a way to be a little more creative with their outdoor environment. Up first is Tim Teleke. Tim is the president of his company and a member of the American Society of Landscape Architects.
To me, a good design is a series of connections, a series of segues, whether it's visual, physical, or some other connection. The Murtaugh's home has a lot of glass on the back, and to me, there are a lot of missed opportunities back here, and there's a lot of green. So I think we can take advantage of these views and get a lot of extra color back here.
Next is Todd Hayden. He has a Bachelor's of Science degree in Landscape Architecture from Michigan State University.
Well, I got my start in the Chicago area working for a design-build firm right out of college and just fell in love with it. Every landscape I've discovered is the solution to a problem that becomes an aesthetic quality to the landscape. Bob and Bonnie, as an example, they have a landscape that is functional, but it's not very aesthetic. So the trick is to integrate something into a plan that really is a beautiful environment.
Our third designer is Nancy Sauerberg. She is a certified member of the Association of Professional Landscape Designers.
I think a yard is complete when it includes not just beautiful plantings, but the other elements that particular family needs to complete their lifestyle. And in a case like the Murtaughs, it might involve a much larger entertaining space and more of an outdoor living room situation.
All three of our designers seem to get what Bob and Bonnie are looking for, but they're looking for the one who gets it just right.
You get a lot of bang for your buck out of those.
We thought it'd be really neat if we put some stars underneath the decks.
This is one of my favorite roses. This one's called Pink Knockout.
See what they present next on Landscapers Challenge. Bob and Bonnie Murtaugh have an elegant sense of style when it comes to their home, but their backyard could use some dressing up. Tim Teleke is first to present his plan. His design adds privacy along with a sense of connection to their outdoor space.
There'll be connections from this door, a view straight out across the yard. We're placing a bench to connect this. Over here, you'll have your barbecue here, built in.
Next to the barbecue will be an arbor that frames a path to another seat bench. Two low seat walls enclose the corners of the patio, creating gateways and sight lines to other areas of the garden.
At the other end of this axis is the iron spiral staircase, which will lead to your upper deck there.
And underneath the deck, Tim suggests putting a spa. Pavers leading to this area would match what's used to cover the patio.
Over here we have some samples of possible paving materials for your patio. 3 different looks, and they're 3 different price points. The lowest price point is this tumbled concrete paver over here. Mid-price, this is also a concrete product, but it looks like stone. And then the gray, which is a bluestone, the highest price point. It's a natural product with all the variations you get in a natural product.
Right.
I really like that beaten up look, though. I think that that's kind of cool, and it gives it a lot of character.
I think that's great.
Whatever stone they choose would also be crushed into gravel to use between the pavers leading to the spa. Tim has also brought samples of the plants he would like to use in the Murtaugh's yard.
Starting over here, this is a serviceberry. Early spring flowers, white flowers before the leaves come out. And in late summer, with some sun, which is what it would get here, it turns bright orange. It's a beautiful tree.
And for interest in the winter, he would add some evergreens like spruce and dense yew.
How big do the yews get?
In 10 years, 2.5 to 3 feet by 4 to 5.
Flowering shrubs would help fill in the perimeter.
This is Annabelle hydrangea, and in a couple of weeks, these flowers will be big white snowballs. You get a lot of bang for your buck out of those. They're great.
And do they come in other colors?
In our climate, white is your most dependable color.
For color, Tim would plant perennials around the borders of the yard using plants like catmint, astilbe, and coral bells.
Thanks
Appreciate
very much
it.
for coming.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
For all your time.
Okay.
Todd Hayden is next. His design focuses on creating outdoor rooms.
When you're entertaining, people can be in different spaces in the yard and still really feel connected to the whole landscape. So the room theme is what we're going for today.
Todd would start with a 2-sided fireplace centered off the basement doors.
It's a rectangular proportion, so it's kind of a picture frame, if you will, so you can see through it, see through the fire into the background of the waterfall in the evening when it's illuminated.
The waterfall feature is across the lawn, but it's close enough to be seen and heard from the patio.
The pergola is overhead, so you have the ceiling of the room here, the main dining area. And off of the main dining area here is a outdoor kitchen. The kitchen is an L shape. The grilling area will go here, and then coming off of the counter space is a tabletop that has room for 5 chairs.
Another place to hang out would be a sunken garden with a seat wall on the other side of the fireplace. For the hardscape here and on the main patio, Todd would use pavers of cement or stone.
So are these natural materials or concrete materials or?
There's both, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, the concrete materials are getting so good they're hard to tell the difference.
Yes.
Random shaped pieces with thyme growing in between would be used for the sunken garden.
But on this space here, the seams are very tight, so when you're entertaining, if you're wearing heels, you can walk on it. It's very comfortable.
Right. Chairs,
good.
that
That's
kind of
good.
thing will
Yeah.
get stuck in the cracks.
Right.
Shrub roses add a sense of depth and color. And for more privacy along the perimeters, Todd would add flowering dogwood bushes and more evergreen trees.
The perennials are the plants that give you the season color, and we want those to be in the foreground.
Lilac, bleeding heart, salvia, and hosta are just some of the flowers Todd suggests. A variety of ferns would be planted in this shady space under the deck.
Any walkout basement has this issue to deal with.
Oh, yes.
Now, most people will put gravel down there and they'll just try to pretend that it's not there. What we've done with this for years, we've created a shade garden. Okay, we'll take the gravel out and we're going to introduce a low garden wall that ties into the slope of the yard.
A fountain sits in the center of the shade garden.
We thought it'd be really neat if we put some stars underneath the deck so that when you're inside the bar area looking out, overhead is a panel of fiber optic lights that will twinkle like stars in the evening time.
Todd would also add a spiral staircase for access from the deck to the patio.
Todd, thank you so much. Your design is
welcome.
really very, very well done. Really well.
Next is Nancy Sauerberg. Her design focuses on bringing the architectural details of the Murtaugh's house out into their yard.
The vision that I have for your backyard is to create a really inviting courtyard that will balance out this height of your house, but that will also reflect that warm, comfortable style that you have in the inside rooms.
Coming off the entrance to the basement, Nancy suggests 2 pergolas, one on each side of an expanded patio area made from concrete pavers. In the center, she would put an inlay of Chilton stone.
Warm weather landscapes, they have beautiful area rugs out on their patios.
Yes.
And, not in Chicago. You get a big thunderstorm and that's the end of your area rug. So that's our faux area rug.
A built-in barbecue grill and a fireplace would also have accents of Chilton stone. Granite would be used for the countertop on the barbecue.
The seat wall around the fireplace will also be that same Chilton stone with a limestone coping or cap. And what they'll provide you with is a lot more seating when you have a big party, which I know you enjoy doing.
We do.
Now, over along this area then will be another seat wall, planter box. The focal point in here is going to be an elliptical shaped fountain. And this is just a beautiful fountain that will sit up in the raised bed.
An above-ground spa also sits just outside the area under the deck.
Now, surrounding both of these areas to keep it a little bit formal, but still, very comfortable, would be a boxwood hedge. That would define the end of the courtyard area before you go out into the wilder area beyond.
A sidewalk made of Chilton stone would lead from the patio to the spa and to a new set of stairs off the side of the deck.
I've selected just a few plants here to give you a representation of what you can do with some very easy care plants. You mentioned liking hydrangea, and this is a newer one, a pink version that blooms all summer called Endless Summer.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Spring blooming Siberian iris, ruffled velvet. This is one of my favorite roses. This one's called Pink Knockout, and this will bloom from May to, if you have a warm fall here in the Chicago area, into December.
Wow.
Nancy, thank you so much for your wonderful design. It is really beautiful. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
All 3 designers have risen to the challenge of coming up with something different and fun. And the Murtaughs are prepared for a family debate when it comes to picking a design. So they get a big shock when the crew starts in on their deck.
That deck would have possibly collapsed within a year.
The Murtaughs enjoy spending time together no matter what they're doing, but they would love to have a backyard that gives them a fun place to hang out. They've made their decision and can't wait to get started. Did they choose Tim Teleke and his garden with all things connected? Or maybe it's Todd Hayden who warmed them up with his 2-sided fireplace. Or could it be Nancy Sauerberg who left them impressed with her mirror image courtyard?
We made a decision to go with Todd because he really paid attention to the small details. It was much more than a design and a concept for us. It hit what we were looking for and then went another step or two beyond that. So that's why we chose Todd.
This project is really interesting to me because of all the different design elements that we're combining. That's what's exciting about being selected for this project.
It's a major production, and Bonnie and Bob have to pitch in on figuring out exactly where to put some of the decorative stones on the fireplace.
That one's not bad, actually. Yeah.
Once the outline is finished, Todd gives them a break to do a little shopping.
All right, Todd, let's go spend some money.
All right, let's go.